Often when we bring data into Power Query, it's not only just a table, it could be a pivot table that we've imported into Power Query. Now this was the situation with the sales by region query. When you look at the sales by region, what we have here is we have the years 2020, 2021, and 2022 as column headings, and we have the regions alphabetically listed as row headings. And where the two intersect, we've got a total or a sum of the actual sales by region and by year. And this effectively is a pivot table, and it's been brought into Power Query as a pivot table. But what if I don't want it to be a pivot table? I want it to be a tabular list. So I want to unpivot it. If I was to select the year 2020, hold the Shift key, and the year through to the year 2022, so I'm selecting these years, I simply go to the Transform tab in the ribbon, and here's a button here to unpivot columns. If I click that button, I've now created a tabular list. We have got the regions duplicated in the region column, the years duplicated in the tribute column, and the values listed in the value column. And I'd simply click on tribute and press F2 and call that year. I click on value here, press F2, and I call that sales. And so it's a really, really powerful feature to be able to unpivot a pivot table. But what if I want to do the opposite? What if I do want to have a tabular list and I want to convert it into a pivot table? Let's, for example, select the year column because I want this to be my columns in my pivot table. On the Transform tab, I hit the Pivot Column button. A little window will pop up and it will basically ask me what do I want to use as my value. So I choose sales. So that'll by default make my region the row headings. So we choose the column and that makes that column headings. We choose the value, which is sales, which indirectly makes region a row. And if I click OK, I've essentially created a pivot table off a tabular list. So two powerful features in Power Query, being able to unpivot a pivot table and then be able to create a pivot table from a tabular list.